Which the grass at Ed Kemley is like 15th row anywhere else.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome out, one and all, to the May listening party. End of term has gotten a lot of people. Weird traffic accidents has gotten a lot of people, but I'm very stoked on who's here tonight because we're going to have some good discussions. We can get a little bit nerdier, and we may...
Nick, he's looking at you.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And we may allow ourselves a little bonus suggestions because Jordan had some ideas but didn't remember time to get them to me, and then we might have some sharing from the audience later. So a little bit about the idea for this month. We're music teachers. So we do a lot of music teaching, and when we're teaching music, there is a certain repertoire of songs that most of us just keep going back to, that like we're very comfortable with, and I can't tell you how many times I've taught Day Tripper, how many times I've done like the intro to Master of Puppets, and some people go all the way through, and some people are like, oh, we got to a hard part, let's do something else, right? And so we've got all these songs that we kind of go through, both because they're engaging, they're interesting, they're good songs, but also because they usually have some sort of didactic point that we want you, like they're going to build a skill that we're looking for. So we all have this kind of repertoire, and each teacher has their own kind of thing. But all of music teachers are also music listeners. And so we all have songs that we love and that we would love to force on our students, but that there's no reasonable way we can really introduce this or bring it in. And so I wanted to give the teachers an opportunity to share some stuff. The original phrasing of this was songs your teachers wish that you knew, but I didn't want it to come off so judgy. So instead we changed the songs your teachers want you to know. And so all of these are suggestions from the different teachers here at Encore Academy of songs that they think have value and they think are something really interesting and they want you to know. I'm going to kick us off because I'm doing it. And this will maybe explain a little bit of why, like, this won't normally come up because the song... Hold on. Oh, stop. Computer's laggy. Okay, because this song... the title's actually wrong. So this song is from a Canadian indie band that was huge in, like, the mid to late 2000s. They were active from 97 to 09. This song itself came out in 2003. The group's called the Weakertans, and I've heard them described as your favorite band's favorite band. Really, really interesting. So this song from 2003 is called Plea from a Cat Named Virtute. It's Virtute, not Virtue. They've got this wrong on here, Virtute. And what's really interesting about this is that it's written from the perspective of a depressed person's cat. So who's trying to convince his owner not to be depressed anymore. And the songwriter for the Weakertans, his name is John K. Sampson, who's now touring now just as himself. He says that the original idea for the song came about when a friend of his had a dream where they wrote a whole musical about cats. And they woke up and they called him. And they're like, they ruminated through the day. They're like, hey, John, I've got this great idea for a musical. It's all about cats. And he's like, you mean like cats? And kind of deflated the friend a little bit because they had totally forgotten that Andrew Lloyd Webber got there first. But afterwards they decided, hey, just write from the cat's perspective anyway. So the reason why I love this song, I just think that point of view is so unique. A songwriter basically writing as their cat looking back at them, although we can't say this isn't necessarily John Sampson's as this main character. He follows a lot of people throughout their albums over the years. In fact, this song is the first song in what is either considered a 3-song trilogy or a 4-song tetralogy. There's 3 songs from the cat's perspective, and that spans 13 years between the songs released. And then a lot of fans have a 4th song from the the depressed guy's point of view that comes up later. And so, yeah, I'll talk a little bit about the rest of the series later. But let's just jump into it. And so I love the lyrics of this one from the point of view. The Weakertans are really, really good at layering and at dynamic contrast. So they'll come in, they're nice and upbeat, and then they will just pull it out to like a single piano. But even the piano isn't very static. It'll go from like big chords to like small arpeggios, and then they'll build it back up. And then the Weakertans are great at outros. So without further ado, Plea from a cat named Virtute.